konbanwa, wherever you are in the world. I'm the idol to give you the wings to fly. Cyber Angel, Rita Kamishiro at your service. And as always, how is everyone doing today? Oh my gosh, so many folks, new and old, welcome in. How's everyone doing? I know, so climactic, right? You get the countdown and then, the transition happens and it's just me, as always, but yeah. Welcome in. I know we know what the title of the stream is. I know we have a special little thumbnail. Don't worry, there is good news. There is an announcement, but we'll get there. I think first things first, we should just shake off that feeling that we all get when there's an announcement and there's news, because there is news. I can't deny that, but trust and believe what I say. It is good news. So let's shake it off. Let's just get ready for a nice little chat as we get to that point. And then obviously after we get that point, we'll have some chatting as well after. Doing well, and myself, I'm doing good. Nice, actually pretty chill day. Nothing out of the ordinary, honestly, until, right before a big stream, you get the random nerves and it's oh my gosh, I wasn't nervous before, but now I'm nervous now. But yeah, it's just gonna be a nice regular stream with some big news. For sure. Not a graduation. I do want to put that out there. So if you were kind of waiting around, waiting for me to say the words, I'm so sorry to disappoint. Sorry, not sorry to disappoint. It's not a graduation stream, for sure. But yeah, there's a couple of things I want to kind of say, set the story, set the mood before I make the announcement. So you will have to wait just a little bit, I know. What things are good that you get for not for free, but quickly. We're gonna build up to it. There's gotta be a little bit of storytelling, if you will. But yeah, I did notice, I guess it comes with announcements and stuff. There's quite a few new folks out there. So I guess what better way to start things off than a nice little introduction. For those who maybe are new here, or maybe you haven't been here for a while, I did my nice quick little introduction that I always do at the beginning of stream. I am indeed the idol to give you the wings to fly, Cyber Angel, Rita Kamishiro at your service. But if you want to know a little bit more about me, I'm also a singer, I'm a lyricist, and content creator, as well as a VTuber, I guess. You can see that on screen. And a big part of what I do is bridging things like storytelling, emotional storytelling, mental health advocacy, and personal growth through lots of different things that I enjoy doing. Of course, music. I mentioned I'm a singer and a lyricist. I also play viola and ukulele and hopefully lots more things. I also love video games, I'm sure. You would expect that from a lot of VTubers. Mostly story-based games. I love Honkai Star Rail. I love Xenoblade. And of course, anime. All kinds of anime. What am I watching right now? The Case Files of Lord El Malloy 2. I'm very niche. I don't want to say niche, but you'd think Bleach, which I do love, or Full Metal Alchemist, which I also do love. But there's a certain pool of anime you would expect someone to say when they introduce themselves. But yeah, right now I'm watching that after I finished watching Fate Zero. But anyway, that's a little bit about me. I've released, if you are familiar with Honkai Star Rail, some of the fan content there. I've done a lot of fan content for Honkai Star Rail, mostly music, as well as, video essays and things like that. All that good stuff. But yeah, that's just a little bit extra about me if you haven't been here yet. Kind of set the context, if you will. I actually recently had another sort of announcement update stream as well. I like to make sure that my community is sort of in the know for any big major changes or updates in my life. And the most recent update I gave you all in the goings on of my life is that I'm recently headed back to school. Woohoo! To chase my dreams. I know, isn't that crazy? I'll start off with, I guess, the more emotional stuff, but it's just crazy to me that I'm so lucky to be able to pursue my dreams, and chase music, chase my dreams and pursue music. That makes a little bit more sense, right? So yeah, I've been going back to school. This semester is the first semester back to school to chase my dreams of, being more involved in music and understanding how, music can tell our stories and connect us and help us grow and help us heal. So, it's the beginning of a long, long journey, and I don't think I'd be able to do that without everyone's help. Not only do I get to pursue music, in a professional sense, I guess, educational sense, there you go. Because I have been a professional musician all this time, right? And creating content and such, but this is my first time pursuing music in a higher education sense. My first time getting vocal lessons, my first time studying sight singing seriously. So it's really cool. I've been learning a lot already, and it's been exciting trying to think of ways that I can bring my learnings into my content, because I love what I do. And, I've said this since the beginning of me becoming a VTuber, me becoming a content creator, but it's a dream to be able to do what I love, and that's make content, make music, and share it with you all and have a positive impact on you all as well. So I say all that to say, that has to do with the thing I'm gonna announce today. Oh my gosh, we're getting ever so closer to the big announcement. So I know we're at the edge of our seats, but stay buckled just a bit longer. Especially if maybe you're listening in while you're driving. Please stay buckled and drive safely. I haven't had vocal lessons until maybe 2 or 3 one-offs with different teachers, I don't want to say a master class because they were very beginner, if you will, but one-offs, 2 or 3 over the time of being a singer. But I have so much to learn. I have so much to unlearn, really, as a singer. And I'm super excited to be on that journey. It's gonna be 2 or 3 years. Isn't that crazy? And I feel I don't know, it's a cool new next chapter of my life that you all get to be a part of. You get to support me through, and you get to see the fruits of my labor. I am classically trained in viola, so totally different thing. Yeah. I'm excited. I really feel I have a lot of growing to do as a singer, and I can't wait to show you all how that goes. But yes, like I said, all that is to say, I always have trouble with that saying, the grammatical structure of that saying. I say all that because it has to do with what I'm gonna say in maybe a couple of minutes. If you can already tell, I'm doing this extemporaneously. I have a small list of things I want to touch on today. But aside from that, you get me in all of my ADHD glory. So good news. This is the overall theme for today, okay? No, don't be anxious. I promise. Nothing bad. We'll do a couple of deep breaths. How's that? We'll go. Honestly, that's gonna help me. Now that I'm thinking about it, I was I don't need to do that. I'll do it for you guys though. And then I did it, and I was wait a minute. That was kind of nice. I probably shouldn't have had a bunch of sour gummy worms right before this. It was a little treat, But anyway, locking back in. So, obviously, going back to being a student and having idle side job and, chasing my dreams of being a content creator, as organized as I am, as hardworking as I am, I would like to think I'm hardworking and have a good sense of time management. There's only so much I can do. I'm just a girl. I'm just a human. So I was thinking to myself, what are some things I can do, especially now that I'm going to be juggling all those things? Well, hopefully I won't be doing idle side job anymore. Hopefully I can just be a student and a streamer, content creator pretty soon. I mean, that was one of the considerations that I had when thinking about the thing I'm gonna say. It's so fun thinking of ways to continue to, I don't know, keep it a secret. I mean, we're putting the pieces together, right? We're putting the pieces together slowly. But that was definitely one of the things I was thinking about as I I was gonna do it again where I was gonna be vague. But yeah, I was like, how am I gonna do all of that, but while also staying sane? Really, that's the biggest thing. Is like, how could I chase my dreams and also be financially responsible by having, a way to support myself through idle side job and also content creation and also pursuing my dreams and having time management and also going to bed at a reasonable time and also, getting 3 square meals a day and getting my workouts and things like that, right? So I was like, I need to get help, really. In many ways, I'm sure. But in terms of time management, I was like, I need help with that. And if you've been following my journey recently, you'll know that I went to the very tumultuous journey of like agency, which then became like a bigger corpo-backed agency. Then I became an indie. Then I became part of an agency again. And then I'm an indie again. And all that because, I know as a content creator, the sorts of things that I need help with, or the sorts of things that I need support with. And, after my previous, my Noah Talent, the previous agency that I was in, I was like, okay, well, what's the next step? Do I want to stay indie? Do I want to join another agency? What's the dealio, right? And of course, I talked to my friends about like, hey, what are some things that I could consider doing? I talked to the Primordia girls. I talked to Prima Project, Yeah, being a VTuber is a village, really. It takes a village, really. So, talk to all my peers, my friends, all the folks who, are sort of in my close professional circle. And, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to try to pursue being in an agency again. And so that's why, here it is coming, it's here finally after 15 minutes or so. I finally decided, not finally, after 2 or 3 so rounds of being in an agency, but now I get to finally tell you all that I was looking for another agency, and I have happily and successfully found myself under the care of Lucid Multimedia. Wow! I feel like maybe if you kind of watch or follow Lucid already, you might have picked that up today. Yeah, woohoo! Yay! You guys are so fun. This is what I always tell people this, but the Archangels, you all are such a wonderful crowd. I always get whether we're talking about something fun and silly or exciting or something more serious and philosophical and difficult to talk about. I always, you always give an energy that's really, supportive and respectful and open-minded. So, just random thought off the top of my head just now, seeing everyone be like, woo, congrats, yay. Even if you don't know what that entails yet, which I will get into, I'm sure. I know, because, change isn't always sunshine and rainbows. There's maybe you have questions. Maybe you're like, wait, I have no idea what that is. Or I don't even know what an agency is. I thought you were just an anime girl on the internet. So, good news. I'm very excited. I've been waiting to tell you all. I'm sure Shiny too, has been waiting for, in fact, now that I remember, before I really forget, I think I asked Shiny to put a message up, and I'll pin it before I forget. Yahoo! So yeah, huge change. I'm really excited. I've been excited for this change, but I know that this change will come with a lot of questions. So I figured we'd take the time today, the next 45 minutes or so. I have my little bullet points because you know me. I'm a rambler. I'm a yapper. So I put bullet points for myself so I don't forget to say a couple of things that I wanted to say. But also, when we get around to it, I'll be sure to open up the floor for a Q&A. And oh my goodness, you guys! Thank you all so much for the gifted memberships and the membership anniversaries. goodness. Thank you, Alex Joan, for the 5 gift memberships. Thank you, Kimichu, for the 5 gifted memberships as well. To all the folks who celebrated their membership anniversaries. Oh my gosh, and I'm still like discovering the levels and the tiers of like the Twitch sort of gifting thing. I learned about, what is it called? I learned about September recently. I thought that was such a cute little thing. Not only because the name is cute, because it's like September, but I don't know. I like fun little things like that. But anyway, thank you, Alex, as well, for the 5 tier 1 subs. Oh my gosh. Thank you. What's a membership? Well, we can start there, or we can start with, you know, why I decided to join Lucid. Yeah. So I mean, I kind of already talked a little bit about, you know, now I'm going back into school, really chasing my dreams in a very tangible sort of way in terms of like my education and my musical skill. I was like, I need all the help I can get. I mentioned this earlier, being a VTuber it takes a village, right? It's not just the person behind the screen, but we have like moderators, you have, you know, the people who put together all of the wonderful graphics and things like that. There's a lot of people involved in the process, and that includes, you know, for a lot of people, management. And as, you know, as managerial I can be with projects and such and time, I was just like, there's no way, for me at least, again, everyone's situation is different, right? What matters is that we, you know, pay attention to our own personal situations and go off of that. But yeah, I was like, I'm gonna need management help if there's, you know, if I want to be able to do things like attend conventions or, you know, put together bigger events, or if I have big projects, just having a team behind me to support me in terms of like overhead and also give me advice. And, you know, I'm not really like a marketing kind of girly, so having a team behind me to support me in that regard and help me out with professional advice and things like that, I just thought was, you know, what I need in terms of my professional career, my journey. Lucid specifically, I like the way that they do things. I don't know. I really enjoyed getting to know not just the talents, but the staff as well. You know, doing things the right way, prioritizing people first, and I don't know, learning and growing as a team together. I think that's, for me at least, that's been a big trend of what I look for when I join an agency. Prison Project was how I started content creation, period. So, but I loved being able to be a part of, you know, what makes the agency grow. I don't know, it was just, I really saw a lot of that, like, growth mindset and positivity in that regard. So, yeah, that's why I gravitated towards the folks over at Lucid. Someone asks, am I happy? I am. I really am. I'm very excited. As you can tell, the title is called Exciting Announcement. And Alex John, thank you. Wait, I don't know if that's another 5 gifted, or maybe my chat wasn't getting caught up. I will say thank you to Big Turkeys for celebrating your membership anniversary as well. And Hidden In, thank you so much for the tier 1 gifted subs as well. Wait, this is so cool. Sorry, little distraction moment. I think, look, it says unlock a new emote. Isn't that so fun? Oh my gosh. It says unlock 1 emote. Oh, that's so fun. Level 4. Wow. I don't know if I've hit that point yet or not. Anyway. But yeah, that's why I decided to join Lucid. Somebody in the chat said, do I already have some planned projects with them? All I will say is keep an eye out on this channel Friday, especially if you're a Xenoblade fan, but also if you're not. If maybe you're just an enjoyer of music, I don't know. But if you're new here, if you haven't been here in a while, the usual state of things here is that I always have a secret project that is in the works. And in time, they will be revealed to you. You just have to be patient. there's a lot right now. There's a lot of really cool stuff, and it pains me to not be able to tell you. It's like, how can I describe the level of cool? It's like, it's so cool. How do I do this without like over or under hyping it? It's so cool that it was what pushed me to be like, oh, I think I can actually consider going back to school. What in what way does that mean? You'll just have to find out. It will be by this year. That's your only hint. Yeah, so anyway, so yeah, I joined Lucid because I wanted to have some management assistance. Me personally, just to kind of talk about like my personal preference, I guess. I say personal preference because I'm sure it's on like everyone's mind about like agency versus indie, right? Especially with everyone sort of shuffling around in their careers. But again, the reality of it is, at the end of the day, every individual should follow what they need in their own careers, right? You know, I don't need to tell the long-term archangels this, since, you know, you guys know I got this on lock. You know I got this all figured out, but I feel like in general, you know, as a fan, audience member, someone who's external to a situation, it's like you never really will know the full details of someone's circumstances, right? You know, the reason why they might make a decision. And, you know, that's like super normal, I would think. Super well and normal. And, you know, I think it's natural to worry about, you know, someone you care about, of course. You know, we're only human, right? You know, you can worry and, you know, speculate all you want. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you don't want to have someone else's sort of life and business and personal details take up too much of, you know, your precious energy and time. I say this because, you know, sometimes it can be, especially now with all the agency versus indie sort of talks, and it's a little bit, you know, anxiety-inducing. I know for a lot of folks, especially who are, you know, really involved and love the VTuber community, I totally understand it could be a really sort of scary and uncertain sort of time. So I wanted to kind of like, you know, I guess honor that feeling and sort of talk about it a little bit, because I feel you there. Change is very, I know, nerve-wracking. But I don't want things like, I'm kind of sort of saying, broadly speaking, right? Not just my sort of situation with my announcement, my changes, but, you know, in the VTuber community in general, it pains me to see, you know, people becoming very sad or very mad. And I understand, right, that it's a lot of emotions surrounded that. But if you ever feel like it's, you know, weighing heavily on you, or it's taking too much of your time, I guess, or if it makes you feel really, really bad, you're really, really sad or really, really mad. Oh, look at her, she's a rhymer. I can rhyme, oh my gosh. Start spitting bars right now. But yeah, I say all that because I want you all to take care of yourselves, right? I know, for me personally, I think this is a very important thing to talk about. My announcement, I mean. So that's why I wanted to make this a big deal. It's a big part of my journey as a creator, so I felt it important to have a special stream. But, you know, with my announcement, I know, scary word, I apologize. And, you know, amongst the many other ones, I want to, you know, just put in a friendly reminder that you should take care of yourself. It's not a bad thing to be involved and invested in a community, but just keep an eye on how you're feeling. You don't want to, you know, delve past the point of, you know, where it's healthy to sort of be, I guess. I care about you all, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I figured management is, sorry, huge tangent, but that's plenty of those on this channel, so you might want to get used to that. But yeah, I decided for me personally, you know, management is helpful for my personal goals. with the channel and with my life, becoming a student and things like that. Having management help out with administrative overhead. But also, like I mentioned, an environment of like learning and growing. And, not only am I a student and I have a lot to learn and grow there, but I'm still a professional who wants to learn and grow in her career. I know I'm 4 years in already, which is like in the VTuber sphere a long time, I'm sure. But I don't know. I want to do this for as long as I can. I hope to be able to do this for as long as I can. Making content and making art and sharing it with you all. So, I want to be able to do what I can to, I don't know, just stay on top of my content creator game, right? As a professional. I want to do what I can to set up a strong foundation to be able to, keep doing my dream job, because it really is a dream to be able to do what I do. Even though I'm still working on being a full-time streamer, just to be able to have the chance to even, try to pursue that is really an honor. So, yeah, you can never be too knowledgeable. For me personally, my personal philosophy is, I don't know, being a lifelong learner. I feel like there's always something new to learn. Yeah. So, I wanted to take a second to say, because I mentioned them earlier, so I figured it'd be nice to say, for those who don't know who I was right before this, right? Maybe you just saw on Twitter, because algorithm and all that works. I was previously part of another agency for a bit, and I was part of a group of girls, a wonderful group of girls named Primordia, and we were Primordia for a bit, going independent, as Noah Talent came to a close. First of all, I just want to shout out to them. They have been such a lifeline over the past year, going to them for advice and support, things like that. Of course, I also have my Prima friends and also my peers in general, but I point out Primordia specifically because, while Primordia you can refer to us as Primordia as a group of friends, I just wanted to clarify that now that I'm in Lucid, right, my official, I guess, sort of branding will align more so with being a talent for Lucid, if that makes sense. Like, imagine, here, let me visualize it for you. Like, how on Twitter, you have, like, Rita Kamishiro, and then it's, like, Kamishiro Rita, like, in Japanese. And then it has, like, it'll have the tag at the very end. Instead of nothing being there and formerly Noah, it'll now say Lucid. I don't know if that helps clarify things or if I just took the long way around of explaining exactly what I just said. But yeah, I'm still here, not graduating, staying on YouTube. I guess restreaming on Twitch still, yeah. One cool thing that I was really excited about joining Lucid is, so I guess before me telling a story and trying to give context before I actually say the point, that's just how my brain works, okay? Indulge me. So one thing that I've always been very, adamant about, and I will continue to be adamant about, is my mental health as a creator. And I have boundaries that I have in place so that I can stay sane on the internet. It's a crazy place out there, I'm sure you know. So I personally don't have like a Discord that I am in, right? And I don't have like marshmallows, things like that, all that good stuff. I have avenues for contacting me in Discord and, Marshmallow, just for my personal preference. I was like, I don't really want to have those avenues of communication, right? But I really admire how Discords allow people to build community and talk to each other, not just as, fellow community members, as fellow archangels, but also like I know there's a lot of Xenoblade fans in my chat, and, they talk about Xenoblade and stuff in my chat, but, I think it's so fun building community and getting to know people and meeting friends. I've met some of my really, really good friends through being online. So one thing that I'm really excited to have help with through Lucid, just to kind of be more tangible about some of the changes, is for those who are Lucid fans, audience members, there is a community Discord for Lucid. I won't be in it. But, having someone to help out as a community manager for a Rita channel in a Lucid Discord is something really cool for me. It was a fun, sort of nice way for me to be able to exercise my boundaries as a creator and not be in a Discord about myself, right? For me, it's a little, nerve-wracking, I guess. But I'm still able to have a platform for folks to be able to chat and hang out and get to know each other and, connect. Yeah, so that's one thing I thought was really cool. One of the tangible things. Of course, there's some, some other things, like projects, wink wonk, eyes on my channel on Friday, that I don't want to get into too many details, and some other long-term things that I think I touched on most of him. I think there's a lot of really cool changes coming up. I'll take a moment to pause right now. I've kind of just been rambling, stream of consciousness type situation, so I'll pause now. We'll have a little moment for questions. That'll actually give me a chance to sip some of my juice. It's gonna be a long time till Friday, I know. Good thing, though, we'll have a stream on, not tomorrow, Thursday. Where would the Lucid Community's Discord link be found for those who might want to join? That's a great question, and I'll be sure to update the YouTube community with more information. Of course, this is just my fun little announcement stream. I personally, now that the news is out, you might be wondering, why wasn't there a debut or a bigger hurrah? I think I have debut fatigue. I feel in the 4 years of streaming and being a VTuber that I've had, I don't know, I feel like I've had enough debuts to last a lifetime, truly. So, I feel like this is a sort of nice way to open up a dialogue, a discussion, if you will. Yeah. Am I debuting again? That's actually a really good question, though. As aside from, having a special stream, aside from this announcement stream, I don't plan on having a debut stream of I'm officially, because I think I'm officially publicly part of Lucid as of me saying it. So I don't have a special debut or anything. But I will be Rita. I am me. I am who I am, and I always will be. I'll be on this channel. This is my channel. I will forever and always be Rita. But yeah, so, yeah. Do I expect to do any projects with the Primordia Friends group? Yeah, in the same way that I still plan on doing projects and such, with my Prima project, formerly Prism project, friends, of course. Yeah, that's one of the coolest things about being a creator and being, I guess, friends with a lot of people in the space. Being friends with my coworkers / peers. Oh my gosh. I know, I'm happy that you're happy. And even if you're still a little iffy, worry not. We can work through the change and the transition together, right? Yeah, change is never so simple, right? Oh my gosh, you have debut fatigue too, real. We're just gonna keep it simple. Keep it cozy, alright? Let's see here. What should I have for dinner? I'm still asking myself that question too, but I think maybe leftovers for me. So if you have leftovers, maybe leftovers? Oh, chicken nuggets. I had chicken nuggets for lunch today. Let's see. You've played these games before. I really have. But yeah, I will say this though, if you want a fun sort of shenanigan, my birthday's coming up in about a month. Wait, speaking of birthdays, you know whose birthday it is today? I just want to shout out Luto Araka, because she was my day one in becoming a VTuber, my past gen mate. So sorry, I got tangented upon bringing up my birthday. Shout out to Luto Araka, it's her birthday today. But yeah, my birthday is in about a month, a little less than a month now, October 4th. So I have lots of fun stuff planned there. So yeah, be sure to tune in, subscribe to the channel if you want to know some more updates. Maybe follow me on Twitter. There's gonna be a lot of stuff you're gonna want to be updated on. So I guess you're just gonna have to click that subscribe button and that notification bell, and you know how there's that weird thing on YouTube now where it's like restricted mode. Maybe take that off too. Maybe you'll see more of my stuff. I don't know, it's been affecting everyone, so you might want to take a look at that. All that good stuff, so you can see what's coming up on the channel. Yeah, I know I said the YouTuber thing. Oh my gosh, look at me doing my job well. Oh my gosh. But yeah, let me see if I missed any other questions. I'll scroll up. Will I change my model? I don't have any current plans to change my model. I mean, I'm definitely open to it if I can think of a good sort of event or reason or otherwise. Yeah. But good question, good question. Let me scroll up. No PowerPoint, I know. Isn't that crazy? Oh, trust and believe. I will be doing lots of PowerPoints and such for schools. So I was like, maybe that'll be one less PowerPoint. I think that'd be nice. Oh, and for those who are just tuning in, pin message, thank you, Shiny, has the info you are looking for. Should you put your cereal in before or after your milk? I think it depends on the life you live, right? As long as that milk and that cereal you're pouring into your bowl isn't hurting anyone, I don't think it matters which one you pour in first. Yeah. I'm glad that you all are excited too, for sure. But yeah, any other questions, concerns, comments? I don't know, poems, I guess? Anything you're looking forward to? Anything you want to see? Yeah. How to give up cheese or chocolate for life? Cheese. I think that'd be good on my body, since I'm lactose intolerant. More original music soon? See, everyone has a different definition of soon. But more original music? Yes. Soon? That I will leave that up to personal interpretation. Oh my gosh. Oh, well, I'm asking you all, of course. You all are part of the community, so I want to get you all involved in this big announcement. Let's take a look-see here. Any new changes coming to normal activities? No, but I have something exciting to share. So, I did mention that one of the things that I wanted to start doing, there was actually 2 things that I wanted to start doing, but all things in good time. We'll slowly start to introduce them. The first thing, which I haven't started introducing yet, again, in due time, we'll find time to introduce these sorts of ideas and events to the channel. But one thing I really wanted to do is I wanted to do like a community, like music playlist review, maybe with a monthly theme or something like that. That was one of the things I wanted to do, which I haven't quite introduced into the monthly schedule yet. But the other thing that I had a lot of help with, thank you to the Lucid staff for helping me bring this idea to life, and also bring the idea to life soon. I wanted to do a talk show again. I used to have a talk show. I didn't have one for the longest time, but I wanted to bring one back now, especially since I'm pursuing music and I guess in general music and how it makes us feel and how it connects us and how it grows us and tells our stories. So I wanted to make a talk show where I get to invite creators, YouTubers, VTubers, whatever it may be, to talk about the media that shapes them. On a show called The Media That Shapes Us, a show where we get to learn about the stories that we love, whether it's games or anime or music, and how they shaped us. So yeah, I'm really excited that for me personally, not just professionally, that is an interest I've had for a while now. So I'm just excited to learn more about these stories that have impacted people and how, and what sorts of things they've learned from it. And yeah. So that's one thing, I guess, to answer your question. That's a change that's coming to the channel that I wouldn't have been able to do so soon without the help of, the folks at Lucid. Yeah. Let's see here. What's gonna be my next cover? I feel like rather than answering that question with, the answer, right? Because that's boring, right? I will say this. If you want to know, keep an eye out on the channel, specifically on Friday, if you want to know what my next cover is going to be. I think I've said enough. Oh my gosh. Collab with Lucid VTubers. Yes, I actually do have. Well, first of all, I've already gotten the chance to meet a lot of them and hang out with a lot of them, and they're all so nice and so wonderful and so unique. It's only been, good vibes, and I'm really grateful for that. So many wonderful people in the VTuber community. I feel like I've been very blessed in that regard. In my career, in my professional career as a VTuber, I've been surrounded by a lot of very, kind and supportive people. Yeah. So yeah, I have a couple lined up, which I'm very excited about, and of course, many more. Yeah. Dude, did I know a baby kangaroo was called a Joey? Yes, I did know that. I don't know anything else about kangaroos. They're marsupials, is that correct? That's my only other kangaroo fact. You will not be getting any more from me, not today. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so looking forward to those collabs with the Lucid members, for sure. What am I most excited about since joining a new agency? Here, I'll answer with an answer I haven't given yet. Oh my goodness! Sorry, good stuff. I know that was out of nowhere, but Cubate, thank you so much for the gifted subs! Oh my gosh, 20? Thank you so much. Thank you all for celebrating with me on this special day. Can I tangent again? I say that, but I will do it anyway. I was getting set up for stream, today. I woke up today and I was like, yes, what another wonderful day in my life, right? And I just go about my day as normal and I have an exciting stream later today. And I wasn't nervous. But then I was getting ready and I was like, oh yeah, I know what I'm gonna talk about. I know what today's gonna be. But then I was like, oh gosh, is it gonna be worth the hype that I'm building? I say the hype and it's like a countdown timer. But I was like, hopefully, everyone will be just as excited as I am. And, we'll have a nice, fun little stream. I don't know. The sort of irrational, pre-stream, pre-big stream nerves, I guess. But yeah, I've been really happy that you all have been just as excited as me and celebrating with me. And I don't mean just, donos and membership anniversaries, which I do appreciate because, that's how I keep doing what I do, right? How I keep doing what I love. But also, everyone's, hype and energy and just being here, whether it's chatting or lurking or, watching the VOD, sharing the stream, talking about it, telling folks about Rita Kamishiro, all that good stuff. I don't know. I just think about it sometimes and I'm like, wow, I'm really so lucky to be able to have that support from you all. So, sorry, I had to make an emotional tangent. Back to your question, which is what am I most excited about? And I'll try to answer with something I haven't mentioned before. I like having coworkers. Because it's like, yeah, I have lots of friends and peers in this space. But something about having a schedule, I say schedule, but there's not like a strict schedule I have to follow. But it's easier for me to follow a schedule that I set when I have like coworkers. You know what I mean? I have people that I rely on, and I have people that rely on me. And just having that structure, honestly. Again, everyone's different, some folks, can't operate with so many, like, layers? Is that what I'm trying to say? Gears? I guess? And then some folks, can't do anything without structure. I can't say I'm on either end of that spectrum, but, I don't know. I like having structure. I like having coworkers, I guess. I don't know. I'm a very social person. Who was I talking to the other day? I was talking to one of my friends, I guess. Oh yeah, because I was like in the parking lot late at night and I didn't want to. I was like, I need to feel safer. So I was talking to my friend. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be like back in school because I get to talk to people. I get to talk to more people than I do on a normal day-to-day basis, right? And I just feel like, I feel like I'm breathing a breath of fresh air, and I feel like that, now that I'm part of a structured organization. If that makes sense. Oh my gosh. Yeah, because it's like, of course I have my friends in this space, my peers in this space, and, I talk to them all the time. But I don't know, having that sort of social aspect in a professional sense, I'm trying not to be too, like, whatchamacallit, like, formal with my language. I feel like I get like that sometimes when I'm trying to explain things, so my apologies. But you get the idea, right? You get the vibe, It's different than having, like, friends who are also content creators. Just trust and believe. It is a different sort of situation. For real. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so hopefully, so the long way of answering your question, that's how I plan on answering all of these. Let's see here. La. Scroll. Random question. Any tips on getting into the voice acting industry? No, but if you find any, let me know. Oh my gosh, one thing I should probably mention, since I'm sure there's a lot of new folks out there, whether you are maybe a fan of Lucid and you've never heard of me before, or maybe you are a fan of VTubers and you've never heard of either of us before, maybe you don't know anything about VTubers and you just found yourself here somehow. I guess I'll talk a little bit more about who I am. I talked a little bit about my content, but I'll talk a little bit more about my goals. Firstly, because I mentioned this earlier, but I really want to be a full-time streamer / student again. I was for a little bit, and it was such an awesome experience, super fulfilling. I really learned and grew a lot, and I would really love the opportunity to do so again, especially now that I'm going to be a student, so I can focus on my content and my studies. So yeah, I really want to leave the side job that I do, to be able to do my activities as a idol trainee, as a content creator. But yeah, and you all have been so supportive, in that regard, whether you're a part of memberships or, you have a sub on Twitch, or, you're gifting or super chatting, whatever the case, or honestly watching, getting that view count up, if you will. And I've mentioned this before, I really just feel, so lucky to be able to, say that I can, I have a chance at being a full-time streamer. And I did have the chance. I was able to be a full-time streamer. So, I don't know. I feel really lucky in that regard, and I'm happy to even consider that as a realistic goal. So, thank you all. I'm gonna get emotional. Lock in. Not now is not the time. The time will be after, when I can lay down in bed and cry my happy tears with my sour gummy worms. Oh my gosh. Other goals. Oh my gosh, aren't I really close to 50k subs? I'm sure I am. But once I get there, my goal is 50k subs by my birthday, which is soon. It's 1 month. So if you were on the fence before and you're deciding, let this be your sign to subscribe. If you're still deciding, that's okay. Things take time. That's okay. Spread the word, yes. Oh, but less than 1,000 away, okay? How many people are there? If everyone can get 10 people... If everyone can get... Am I doing my math right? I am. You just add the 0, right? There's 100, at least. And then you add the 0. That's 1,000. See? Quick maths. We're so close. If everyone can get at least 9 people... See, I can do math. But yeah, I think that'd be a really cool goal. 100k maybe soon or someday. Again, soon is in the eye of the beholder, if you will. So that's another goal of mine. I also want to release an album someday. I've released an EP. Oh my gosh, go stream hours of the day for archangels who know my music, because there might be some folks out there who are new. Put your Rita original song recommendation and why in the chat right now, so people who are new can kind of take a quick look. Because I mean, I could explain it to you, right? That my music, or you can hear it from, you know, the audience. I think that's more powerful, right? But yeah, check out I have a lot of original music. A lot of what I do with my original music is talk about my experiences, things that I've gone through, struggled through, if you will, my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions, if you will. Almost like a journal. Yeah. So a lot of my experiences and, you know, thoughts and how I guess, process them. That's a lot of my original music work. Of course, I do cover music. I love all kinds of genres. I don't have a specific genre. If I had to pick a specific genre, I feel like jazz or R&B are the ones I tend to gravitate more towards, musically. But honestly, I like all kinds of music. I like rock music. I like hip-hop. I like ska. I like country. I feel like liking country was actually a recent thing. I feel like when I was younger, I wasn't too particular about country music. But I feel like as I've sort of, you know, explored more and more music, I say there's good country. There's good country out there, as with any genre. So, but yeah, when it comes to covers, I cover a lot of, you know, what I'm playing right now, what I've been playing, and just trying out different genres. In terms of fan song, I've only really written Honkai Star Rail fan songs. Oh, no. Zenless Zone Zero. I was like, there's a third, but it's a Zenless Zone Zero one. Hop still isn't out on streaming. I will get that. I promise. I will get that out on streaming. But it is on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Yeah. I'd love to do more fan songs, because I mentioned album. I want to put an album out one day. I haven't done that yet. I want to do more fan songs. Woohoo! And so yeah, let me know what, you know, franchises you want to hear a fan song of. Maybe I'll do like, should I do, because I never can decide what franchises to make fan songs of. Should I do like throne goals of specific like franchises? Like, is that the best way to like poll how, like, what fan song to make? I'll figure something out, I'm sure. What else? I also do cover albums. I've done one for Bleach. That was my first one. I love that one. What a classic. That's where the cover album series started. I did Full Metal Alchemist, and most recently I did Naruto. So, woohoo! I wonder what the next one would be. I guess I'll just have to wait and see when my next vacation is. That's usually when I release those. Oh my gosh. Oh, true. I do need to do a Genshin fan song. I have an idea for it. A Xenoblade one? If it's a Xenoblade one, I will probably do one for Jin and Laura. It's gonna be really sad. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Other goals, because that was the sort of umbrella topic, right? Before I got into one of my usual tangents. Goals. I would love to be a voice actress in a game or an anime. And I know, it's a very common dream. It's a very fun job, so I'm sure lots of people, you know, that's a dream that they have. And again, that's another reason why I felt like it was important to have a management. I feel like if I were to even try to find those opportunities all by myself, I would sooner burn out, you know? So, yeah, having that sort of like support in that regard. If I want to send out emails, I can have someone help out and all that stuff. I do have a demo reel. Do you guys want to hear it? You guys want to hear my demo reel? Any casting agents out there, or anyone who knows a casting agent, or anyone who has an uncle who works at Nintendo, or maybe Monolith Soft? I say that because Xenoblade, whatever the case may be, I'm gonna play it now. Maybe you can let your VA friends know. Maybe you know a director, sound engineer. Okay, I'll play it. I wasn't thinking I was gonna play it today, but you know, I can find it. It's actually on my YouTube channel, so in fact, I will do that. I will play it for you all by pulling it up on my YouTube, which is youtube.com/ I think it's /@ Rita Kamishiro, but just search up Rita Kamishiro or click my name underneath this video and you'll get there. And then maybe search up here. I'll tell you what to search up as I search it up. Rita Kamishiro, maybe like demo reel. I think that's a good one. That's a good search. There it is. It's the first one. It's the very first one. So I'm sure Shiny will put it in the chat if you so desire. And let me turn off my BGM. Oh, apologies if it's loud. So watch your ears. Mind your ears, okay? All right. Woohoo! I'm excited. I haven't played this in a while. Turn my BGM off. Oh, so quiet. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's on max volume, so I'll do this. Ready? Buckle up. It's a minute long, so it goes by pretty fast.
Wait, you like him? I knew it! Why didn't you tell me earlier? It's not like I'm your bestest friend in the whole world or anything! This isn't how it was supposed to end. My life hasn't even begun. You know what? No. I'm gonna die eventually, but it's not happening today. Are you talking about combining the circuits and boosting the power of the main grid to increase our electric input? Unless that's not... God, I'm an idiot, aren't I? Of course, I want you to follow your dreams. But as your mother, I can't watch you put yourself in harm's way again and again in the process. I lost your father. I can't lose you too.
Don't look at me! Somebody didn't take my advice last time they cast an enchantment and ended up nearly setting this place on fire! This time, my lips are sealed.
A butterfly flapping its wings today could lead to a deadly storm tomorrow. Do not miss the tiniest details, for they may have the greatest impact.
Oh, sorry, there's more.
Wisely.
I was gonna make the joke Genshin Impact, but has an impact. Genshin Impact. But anyway, yeah, that's my demo reel. And one day I would love to be in a game or anime. Yeah. Thank you. You all are so sweet. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I would love to be a voice actress someday. That is one of my goals. Okay, let me close that. Doop. Put my BGM back on. Doop. Yeah. It sounds like you were watching an anime. Well, actually, I do voice a lot of my playthroughs, my game playthroughs. I guess off the top of my head, some of my favorite games that I voice acted while playing through. Until then, oh my gosh. Oh, geez. That was such a good game. And voice acting it was like, wow. It was so powerful, truly. What other ones did I enjoy? Ooh, To the Moon. Sorry, I keep giving you all the sad ones, but I feel like those are the ones I really feel like I'm challenged a lot by in terms of voice acting. And also the stories are fantastic in general. So yeah, until then, and to the moon. I recommend those if you want to go check out some of my voice acted streams. But even with my usual games, if there's like a quest that's like not a main quest and it's not voice acted, I'll read through those if you're a lurker. Maybe you study or work or clean while you're watching, whatever it may be. Yeah. Thank you all. You all are so sweet. Oh my gosh. I will never stop saying that about the archangels. You all are so supportive. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So that's another goal. What else? Do I have other... I have honestly many goals. I have a lot of big dreams. So, yeah. I guess that's a good sort of chunk of dreams by now. For now, yeah. Oh my gosh, the official tweet came out. Oh my gosh. I guess we'll start wrapping it up soon then. Is there anything else you want to know? I mean, if you want to know more about me, you're more than welcome to tune in for some streams. I'm always open to folks tuning in and getting to know me, but I guess as we're wrapping things up for today, is there anything you want to know about the announcement, about me, about Xenoblade? Just kidding. Any Halloween plans? Yes, I do. Yeah. Huge shout out to the Archangel who, I believe it's Archangel. Let me take a look. To the folks who supported on Throne for the Halloween cover. Yeah. So I put that on there, secret Halloween group cover on Throne. And again, thanks to the support of a wonderful Archangel, that was fully realized. So yes, you'll just have to tune in and wait and see what that's all about. It's official! Yeah! Oh my gosh. So happy. La la la. Well, you want to know what my hair buns are made of? Hair. Although you guys know about like the, I don't know what they're called. I call them hair donuts. You can like put them in your hair or like on a ponytail to make your hair buns more voluminous. Yeah, did you know that was a thing? That is a thing. Let's see. Yeah, oh my gosh. Oh, VA collaboration with like Lucid folks would be so fun. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Let's see. Do you have any advice on learning new skills quickly on a short time frame? Ooh, that's a good question. I actually have a stream planned coming up where we talk about productivity tools. I think somebody asked, like, can you give us a tutorial on how you use Google Calendar and Notion and all that stuff? So if you guys are interested in that and how I can pick things up relatively quickly, I can add that to the list of things to do. Oh my gosh. And oh my goodness, thank you so much for the contribution to my music school fund on Throne. Let me see if it'll show me the name. Show me the donator title. Or maybe they put anonymous and that's all we see. Thank you! Alexia Nasi. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I do plan on sharing lots of my learnings with you all. If you're a producer level of my membership, it's Idol Coach at the bottom for emotes, of course. Lots of fun. Basic, right? And then up next, above that is Idol Manager. And that also gets you access to game streams, exclusive game streams. Some more like one-off game streams or like games I probably wouldn't stream, but like wanted to try. Yeah, maybe some more of the series that I want to focus more on like playing rather than like talking a lot. It's just a different vibe, I guess. Like, I don't know. After hours, right? More casual, I guess. I guess idol managers can tell you what the vibe is like. And then idol producer, you also get access to a different kind of member-only stream, and that's my Rita Study stream. So not only is it just going to be chatting, or chatting while I work, but it's also going to be maybe some up ahead, English, tough, some behind-the-scenes updates maybe on channels goings on, and you'll get to, see me practice music stuff. So maybe I'll practice repertoire with you all that I have to learn for school. So if you want to hear me sing maybe repertoire or scales even, I don't know, that's what that's all about. So yeah, whichever one floats your boat, whichever one piques your interest. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know how I got to that point, why I talked about that, but somebody reminded me of that, so I thought I'd mention. I'm still scrolling through the chats for last questions, making sure I didn't miss anything. La 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 la. Somebody, to go back to the hair donut thing, no, it's not a scrunchie. Scrunchie is separate from what I'm thinking about. Sorry, just to go back to that point. And It's Liv, thank you so much for the super chat to a new chapter indeed. Gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very excited for the future. I feel like, obviously there's an aspect to it of like, oh, change is always so scary, right? But I don't know. I'm just excited. I look back at my journey as a VTuber, and as many ups and downs as there are, right? I say ups and downs as in like events and things that happen and all that good stuff. And I don't know, I'm just happy to have been able to have that journey because it's, what made me to who I am today. I learned a lot, I grew a lot, I had a lot of amazing opportunities, and I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful for it all, really. And I'm thankful for this new chapter and what it has to bring. And I'm thankful for you all on this journey, because that's what it's all about. Am I playing Silk Song? Can I say something a little blasphemous? Is that okay? Can I like open up and be honest? Well, first of all, it was still part of the whole being open and honest about it. I don't know how like the word or phrase or title Hollow Knight associates with Silk Song. And here's my understanding, okay? Might be wrong, might be right. Hollow Knight, because to be honest, I only listen to the music. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's a great OST, but I haven't gotten the chance to actually check it out. My understanding is that it's Hollow Knight is the first game, and then Hollow Knight Silk Song is the second game in a series? ? Yeah? Yes? Correct. Fantastic. I pieced it together. See, I used my deduction skills. But yeah, I've always really liked it. The OST, I mean. But I've never gotten around to checking it out, and I feel like it's too late to start. But that's no such thing, right? It's too late to start a game. But I don't know. Like, do I start with Hollow Knight first, and then I play Hollow Knight Silk Song? Or can I start with Hollow Knight Silk Song, and then play Hollow Knight? Yeah, exactly. Never too late. You know what? It's also never too late to start. Never too late to start Xenoblade Chronicles. Okay. How's this? I will add it to the backlog. I will play Hollow Knight. Hold on. How much is Hollow Knight? I will play Hollow Knight if you all, not you all, it doesn't have to be you all, because some people might not have a Switch, some people might have a really, individual circumstances, right? If you have the circumstance to play a new game, play Xenoblade, and I will play Hollow Knight. We'll trade, okay? My trade offer. Somebody edit this into a meme right now. Rita Kamishiro, trade offer. I give you me playing Hollow Knight. You give me you playing Xenoblade. Okay? On it? Yes. Truly. Yeah, exactly. So as I mentioned, personal circumstances, right? You can sort of judge your personal circumstances. If you have a Switch, if you don't, if you have the means to or not, right? If you have the means and you're looking to play a new game, yes, this announcement stream was just the real announcement was to play Xenoblade. So just kidding. Oh my gosh. Can we tag you? I have a fan hashtag. Yeah, I have hashtag Archangel. Hashtag Archangel. Yeah. So check it out. But anyway, I said that I was trying to wrap it up, but here I am yapping over my set schedule time. I have homework and such, and dinner. I have leftovers waiting for me, so I guess I will really actually truly start wrapping it up now and say thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much for your support and your hype, not just today, but the journey thus far and the journey moving forward. I'm really excited about this chapter with Lucid Multimedia. And yeah, if you want to continue following me on this journey, consider, following me on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all that good stuff. Yeah. And there's just lots of really, really cool stuff coming up in the future. So yeah. Thank you all so much for being here. And as always, I'm the idol to give you the wings to fly, Cyber Angel, Rita Kamishiro, at your service.